to be doing a full review, swatches, and tutorial of the new spring collection from Too Faced. And that includes their Natural Love palette, so pretty, all of the new shades of the Melted Matte Lipstick, which I do have one on right now, and I'm going to be swatching and sharing my thoughts on the new Love Light Prismatic Highlighters. I do have one on today as well. So let's go ahead and get right into the review portion. I will have a tutorial at the end and swatches at the end. So if you're only focused on that, I'll make sure to leave down below where you should skip the review, like where the tutorial actually starts. First, I want to start off talking about the Prismatic new highlights. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about these. When I saw pictures on Too Faced, like kind of spoiler alert, before they came out, I knew I had to have them. I'm very blessed because Too Faced did send me these products, but again, as always, these are my honest opinions, and I just have to say that everything that came out in this spring line is very girly and fun and beautiful and very Instagrammable. As you probably know if you follow me on Instagram, I have been posting so many pictures of these products because they're just so beautiful and I just can't stop looking at them. So first of all, these are the boxes they come in. You can see it kind of has like a very reflective, mirrored kind of front, and each one either is, it kind of is colored towards what it's going to be in the box, so the gold, rose gold, or kind of a silver. Very, very pretty. I almost don't even want to throw away the boxes, but then the product inside is even more beautiful. Here they are. You guys, aren't these so cute? They are very mirrored, reflective kind of packaging. This one is Ray of Light, which is the more coppery rose gold toned one. They have a little bit more of a domed feel to them, like they're more rounded than the blushes are. The blush packaging that's in this shape is more flat, and it just has like a little indentation right here that you can press your finger into and lift it up. There's a beautiful mirror. In the inside is the beautiful product, and as you can see, it kind of has been cut to look like a diamond. You know how there's different facets in a diamond? That's what it reminds me of. And then it has TF in like a cursive writing in the center. It is such beautiful packaging, and I will show you each one. So like I said, that one's Ray of Light. Then there is a more golden one called You Light Up My Life. Here's the gold metallic kind of packaging. And there's that one. It's very much more yellow toned of a gold. Definitely leans more yellow, like a true gold. And then this one is my favorite because it really goes with my skin much better than the other shades. And that's the one I have on today, and it's called Blinded by the Light. And I know you guys want to try and sing that. Blinded by the light. Pretty though? Oh my gosh. And like this one is more silver packaging. So obviously packaging gets an A+ for me. Absolutely love it. They're so cute, so photographable, and they're just beautiful sitting out on your vanity. I'm obsessed with the packaging and the product itself. So on the skin, it's very like shiny. Look at that. It's just very like metallic, wet looking. I do use more of a synthetic brush usually with it. Real hair brush I have used and it does come off okay, but I have to build it up a little bit more to get that like bam in your face. But it does say on the website that they wanted it to be more of a sheer or bam kind of highlight like this. So you can apply it very lightly and it just gives you a little bit of a sheen, or you can pack it on like I did. I probably did probably about 3 sweeps you'll see in the end of this video in the tutorial. But I like it to be this shiny and magical. I do feel like if you have a lot of texture on the skin, this may highlight it a little too much because it does kind of have that shift and wet metallic look to it, so it may cling to areas that have a little bit more texture. So if you're concerned with that, this may not be your favorite highlight. But yeah, I really love the effect it gives on my skin. Is it my like holy grail staple highlight as of right now? Probably not, just because there are ones that I feel kind of smooth out my skin a little bit more than this does, but I do still really like how beautiful and vibrant it is. Wear time is pretty good on these as well. I don't feel that it wears off too quickly. I only wear my makeup about 6 to 8 hours a day. I mean, now that I'm not, since I'm at home and I'm not at work I usually would wear makeup for 10 to 12 hours a day. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying that. The rose gold was a little bit too much for my skin tone as of right now. The gold I can wear, but it's, again, a little bit too much. So these I definitely will be using as eyeshadows, and when I maybe start self-tanning and get a little bit more color in the summertime, I can see myself wearing these for sure. So they're very, very pretty, and I just can't get over the package. Next, we're gonna talk about the Natural Love palette. Look at this packaging, you guys. It's so whimsical, so girly. There's this beautiful floral detail all around it, and there's a little bunny, a butterfly, a little bird, and it kind of has a more golden, like, accents on the roses and everywhere. It's so pretty, and that is also mirrored on the palette. So you have that same beautiful pattern. And these letters right here are a velvet, so if you touch them, they're very soft. And I could see that possibly getting dirty if you're not careful, but because there's one great element about this. It is magnetic closure, by the way, but you can bend this back. So when you're applying your shadows, I really suggest doing that unless you're using the mirror. That way you're not gonna get staining on the front of your palette. It's less likely. And here are all 30 of the beautiful shades. This is like a cardboard packaging, but it's nice and sturdy. I do like how thin it is as well, because you can really put this in your collection easily. So even though you are getting 30 beautiful natural shades, very neutral and beautiful, ranging from warms to cool tones, there's a lot more like mauve-y, pinky shades in this. Not as many like golden warm tones, except for some on the bottom here. However, they did combine 3 of their natural palettes into this palette, so they used a few of those shades from the Natural Eyes, Natural Matte palette, and Natural at Night. They did name them the same names in this palette as they are in those palettes. I personally don't own any of those, if you can believe it, even though they are very, very popular. So I'm really excited to have this palette combining all those popular shades with a few new original shades. So for someone like me that doesn't have any of those palettes, this is awesome. For someone that may already own all of Too Faced shadows, the few that are new shades might not be enough for you to purchase this, because it is $59, so it is a higher price point. So just keep that in mind. For me, I'm super excited because I don't have those shades and I love neutrals. And you guys know I reach for natural neutral shadows pretty much every single day of the week. So this is something I am going to be really into. In this palette, you get 7 mattes, 13 sparkle, and 10 shimmer shades. And the sparkle shades, some of them, like the glittery sparkle shades, I'm not too crazy about unless you use a wet brush. Then they're absolutely stunning, or you use like a sticky base. Specifically Fairy Tale, this one up here, when you see it swatched, you'll know what I mean. It's very chunky, and it's one of those shadows that in the past with Too Faced, I know especially the Christmas palettes that came out last year, there were a few shades like that and people were not that into it, but it depends on the person. If you love like a very glittery metallic look and you're willing to manipulate it in the sense of putting a sticky base down or wetting your brush, then you're still gonna really like it. So it just depends on what you're looking for in your shadows. The mattes, they do blend pretty well. Some of them perform better than others. Especially this last row, I had a bit of difficulty with the matte shadows sometimes. They blend pretty well, but swatches are very patchy, and if I tried to use them all over the lid, that's where I saw them not working as well. In the crease, darker shades, I usually just use them in my outer corner, like my outer V, and I didn't have a huge issue with them at all in that sense. So it just depends how you're planning to use those smokier shades. The only exception in that row for me would be Smokin', this kind of more metallic-y gray shade. Beautiful. I loved that for a smoky eye. So I have used this to do more of a deeper look. I used it a few times to do more a natural look like I have on my eyes today, which you'll see in the tutorial. And so far I am enjoying this. I just don't think it's for everyone. Like I said, if you already have a lot of their natural eye palettes, this might not be something you need, but the shades are very beautiful and most of them performed well for me. I have not used all 30 shades, but I'm speaking from swatching them and applying them onto my eyes in 4 different looks that I did this week. So overall, I like it. I definitely know that I'll be reaching for it because I love my neutral eye looks. So I hope that this will be helpful for you guys. I'll be doing swatches of every single shade in this palette, and you will see the tutorial at the end of the video. First row of shadows, We first have Heaven, which is a creamy matte. It's a little bit powdery, but if you tap off your brush, it's not bad at all. Then we have this one here, which is called Fairy Tale. It's a champagne gold shimmer. This does come off a little bit more chunky. Like I said earlier, you do probably want to wet your brush or use your finger to apply, but you can see it's very metallic. Next, we do have another matte called Nudie. It's a fawn matte. Has a little bit more cooler tone. It might be showing up a bit warm in camera, but I feel it does come off cool toned on the eyes. Next we have Tickle Me, which is a mushroom shimmer. Again, this is another one I felt like you do need to use your finger or wet your brush. It does not come off as pigmented on a brush. Next we have Don't Settle. It's a dark brown metallic. This one is super fun. I do really enjoy that one. And last one in this row is called Fingers Crossed. It is a deep gilded brown. It does have some gold glitters in it. So there is the first row of shades. Here's the second row of shadows. First color right here is a matte called Lace Teddy, and it's a soft peachy matte. I really do love this one, as I stated before, for all over the lid to neutralize my lid or to use in my crease as a first color base. Next we have this beautiful one that I know has been in past palettes. It's called Satin Sheets. It does have like a golden duo kind of finish to it, but with a pinker base. This one is called Satin Sheets. It's a golden pink. Then we have this one in Push Up, another beautiful shade. This one is a light bronzy pearl. Next we have Honey Pot, which is a beautiful goldeny shade. And this one is a gold metallic. Next we have Chocolate Martini, which is a gilded deep espresso color. It does have some glitter in it. And next we have Undercover. This one is a midnight purple with violet sparkles. It's a little bit more disappointing in my opinion, the shade. It's a little bit more patchy, but it does have a little bit of glitters in it and sparkle. There is the second row. These three are actually these four. I love this matte too. These four are my favorite in this row. Here is the third row of shadows. This is my favorite row. It's so pretty. It's called Pink Cheeks, and it's a barely pink with silver sparkle. Then we have Kittens, and this is a golden rose. It's very similar to Satin Sheets, but has a little bit more pink in it. Then we have Bunny Nose, such a cute name. It's a cotton candy pink pearl. I almost used this in the tutorial today. I'll have to maybe do a second tutorial with that. It's so fun on the lid. This one's so beautiful too. This is called Moonbeam, and it's a white gold metallic. Next we have Love Bug, and this is a silvered plum. And then Smokin', which is a gunmetal taupe sparkle. All the more like metallic satin shades are so beautiful in this palette. So this first one is perfect for a inner corner highlight. I did use that today. And it is called Poodle, and this is an iced pearl. Next we have Cutie Patootie, and that's a pink champagne shimmer. Dear Diary, which is an antiqued bronze, so beautiful. Coffee Date, which is a coppery brown. Then Spoiled, which is a dark chocolate pearl. And Night Fever, which is a black khaki with gold shimmer. And the shimmers do actually come off with this shadow. I'm not sure if they're coming off in camera, but there are some micro glitters in that. And here we have the final fifth row. So the first one here is a matte shade, and this is called Spotlight. It's a butter cream matte. Definitely has a little bit of a creamy yellow tone to it. Next we have Honey Butter, which is a light caramel matte. I love this one for the crease as a transition. Honeymoon, which is a soft melon pearl. Love that shade. I have not used that all over the lid yet, but I definitely will be. It's so pretty. Then we have Hot and Bothered, which is a copper shimmer. Makeup and Chill, which is a deep red-brown matte. I did use that today in my tutorial. And Stiletto, which is a pitch black matte shade. Too Faced also came out with some new brow products. These are called the Chocolate Brownie 12-Hour Wear Cocoa Powder Brow Pencil. It comes in 3 different shades, taupe, deep brown, and auburn. I have not tried the auburn because I obviously don't have any red in my hair and that would just not look good on me, but I will swatch it for you so you can see the look of it. I have used both taupe and deep brown. Today you will see me applying deep brown because that really does fit me the best. However, the taupe is really good for my inner, like the inner part of my brow. I do sometimes use it for that, or if I want a very, very natural look to my brows, I will use Gimme Brow and just use a very teeny bit of the taupe in my outer tail of my brow, and I didn't use it today, but I just wanted to mention that's what I use it for. So here is the packaging. It's just a plain black with gold metallic lettering, and on either side you have a spoolie, which this spoolie is fluffy and awesome at blending out my brow powder. So I really, really like that, or the brow pencil, excuse me. And then the other side is the brow product, and it is an angled brow product. And I really, really like this. And now that I've tried this Too Faced one, I really want to try the new Anastasia angled brow product because I have not tried that yet. I have tried Brow Wiz, everything else from Anastasia, but not that specific new angled one. I loved this, and you'll see me applying it in the tutorial part of this video, but it makes my brows look so natural. I feel like it doesn't even look that like they're penciled in. They look so natural, so I really love the tone of this brow pencil. It's definitely more of a sheer formulation. I think that's why it really looks so natural in my brows. It has more of a waxy texture to it, so I feel like it really tamed my brows. I did not use any brow gel on my brows, and they're staying really, really well. Here is the deep brown tone, so you can see how that's a bit more sheer. If you press down harder, you're gonna get a little bit more payoff. And I think the angled part of it really allows you to make little hair brush strokes, and I think that's why it looks so natural. I'm really loving this, and I'm actually surprised because when I saw that it was an angled product, I was like, it might be a little bit more difficult for me to manipulate because I usually like a very small fine tip like the Brow Wiz. But so far I'm really enjoying it, and wear time is pretty good. I always use Gimme Brow, from Benefit first on my brows before applying any kind of pencil, something that's going to define my brows. So that does kind of help with my wear time by combining those two, but I would say it's a great product. So I almost forgot to mention, because this is infused with cocoa powder, it does have the antioxidants in it, and it smells like chocolate. Do you know any other brow product that smells good? I sure don't. This smells so good. It smells just like the cocoa powder bronzer. Here we have the deep brown shade, taupe, and auburn. Also, Too Faced came out with 6 new shades of their Melted Matte Liquefied Matte Longwear Lipstick in their spring line. I actually am wearing one right now, and it is called Granny Panties, which is the most hilarious name. So funny. And it's this really fun, cool toned grayish purple shade. And like I said, I do have that on my lips. I will make sure to do hand swatches of these in this video. However, I will be doing a separate video with lip swatches for you guys, so be on the lookout for that. It may also be already up, and if it is, I'll link it down below. But the other shades are Wicked, which is this really fun forest green. Look at that. That would have been fun for St. Patrick's Day, but I can see myself wearing that for like a fun tutorial. And then Suck It. These names, I can't even, you guys. Oh man. I don't know why saying Suck It is fun, but it is. And it's more of like a reddish tone. It kind of like almost like a terracotta, it looks like. And then we have another more deeper purpley mauve maroon kind of color. This is Wine Not. Wine, W-I-N-E, not. That's more of like a maroon wine shade. Very pretty. Then there's also a new brighter shade. This is like the only bright shade of the bunch in Jawbreaker. It's like a neon lilac purple with a little bit of pink in it. It's very pretty. Different and pretty. I feel like that's why I like these new shades. They're very different and unique. Like I haven't seen shades like this before, except maybe this nude one. This one's called Holy Chic. And it's a very pale, like beigey, pinkish nude. So like I said, I'll have hand swatches of those for you, but lip swatches in the very near future. So if you guys have not tried these matte liquid lipsticks before, this is the shape of them. Has like more of a glass packaging to it, but has the same shape as their other matte lipsticks. It does have a doe foot applicator. And it's a little bit more of a liquidy formulation. It does dry down completely matte. So here are all 6 of the new shades. First we have Granny Panties, Holy Chic, Suck It, Wine Not, Wicked, and Jawbreaker. These do last really well on the lips. They are a bit drying because they are a matte formulation, but they do wear very well. So that is it for the full review of the new Too Faced Spring makeup line. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I will also have all the products listed down below for you. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the tutorial. I do show you this full eye look as well as the application of the highlight. Alright guys, so I am now taking Love Teddy, which is a really nice matte, soft kind of neutrally brown shade. It's pretty close to my skin tone, so I'm just setting my primer all over my lid and working this into the crease a little bit with a big fluffy brush. It just gives me a really nice base for blending on top of. So I'm going to do more of a mauve-y cool tone look today. I'm going to be taking Nudie, which is this beautiful, a little bit more cooler toned matte shade. And I'm going to be taking my Sephora number 19 Pro Blending Crease brush and I'm just going to tap off the excess and go from the outer corner into the crease like this. Some of the mattes are easier to blend than others, and hopefully that comes across in this tutorial. Okay, I like that intensity level, so I'm going to go into the next eye. You can see how this kind of carves out the eye a bit, gives some dimension. And as you can probably see the other eye too, I'm using my fluffier brush to kind of blend those two colors together a little bit more seamlessly. So far I'm liking how they're blending together. Like the dimension of it is looking really good. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with the shade Cutie Patootie, which is this more satiny metallic shade. I'm going to start off with this and I'm using my finger to apply it all over the lid. I may also wet my brush and go in with it a little bit more on the lid if I feel like it needs a little more intensity. I really like this shade. This is one of my favorites from the palette. It has like a really nice lightish pink shade to it with a little bit of, I don't know if there's micro glitter or if it's just more of like a satiny finish. If there is micro glitter, it would be more like a silvery. Doesn't really seem too apparent in the pan. And when I swatch it, it's more of like a satin. But you see how it has a beautiful glow? It's beautiful. This would be a beautiful color for just highlighting too, especially if you have a deeper complexion. Honestly, for anyone, that'd be pretty. See, it has beautiful coloring and glow to it without spraying it with some Fix Plus, but I am going to use my MAC Fix Plus and go in and intensify it a little bit more. See how the color just pops a little bit more with wet brush? Next I'm going to go in with Makeup and Chill, which is another matte shade. And I'm going to use a more detailed crease brush. Let's see. I'm going to use my Morphe M433. By the way, I am not affiliated with them. And in case anyone was wondering, I'm going to use that on just my outer corner to make that a little bit deeper. I always kind of take it in at an angle here, closer to my lashes, and then angle it up into the crease just a little bit to deepen out that outer corner. That's pretty. I like the shade for the last row of shades. Even though I'm not super impressed by them, they do perform well. They just don't swatch very well. You see how that's beautiful? I love that. I really love that shade. It has like a little bit of a reddish tint to it. This brown, this matte brown. See, I'm really working it into that outer corner where the lashes are, and then working it up into my outer crease. Again, taking that fluffy brush, I didn't put any extra product on it, and blending the edges out a little bit to soften it. Next for my highlight, I'm going to be taking Poodle, which is this one right here. And this has kind of like a duochrome shift to it a little bit. I think it's really pretty swatched. I have not used it in my inner corner yet. Wow, that's pretty. Oh, I love this shade for highlight. I'm gonna blend that a little bit in a second. Wow, that shade is so pretty, you guys. I hope it's coming off in camera really well because it's so pretty. I'm gonna take more of a matte highlight shade up here. It's called Heaven. Has a little bit of a yellow tone to it. I'm just gonna wipe off that same brush and go in underneath my brow. It's very close to my skin tone, but you can see that it is giving some more dimension to underneath the brow and kind of cleaning everything up. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and do some liner and mascara off camera, and I will come up and do a close-up for you guys. Decided after doing my mascara that I want to go in with Makeup and Chill again underneath my eyes, just for a little more dimension. This brush, by the way, is a Sedona Lace 305, and I like it for underneath the eye because it's a little bit stiffer. So for placing the shadow underneath, I kind of press it against my lash line. Oh yeah, you can see the big difference between the two sides. And then I use a different brush to blend it out. And I'm purposely only going to put shadow up until where the color of my eye is right here. Not take it into the inner part to make my eyes look a little bit bigger and more awake. Yeah, that definitely brought some more dimension to the look, bringing it underneath just a little bit. Okay, so that is the finished eye look. Taking one of the Prismatic new highlights, the Love Light highlights in Blinded by the Light, which is the lightest shade, and I'm taking a fan brush, and I'm just going to sweep that back and forth a few times. And take that right on the cheekbones. So this is a highlight that is meant to initially be a little bit more sheer, like that. That's very pretty on its own, but I want to be blinding you guys. So I'm going to take a little more, and it builds up very beautifully. I love this one. This one I just feel like really fits my skin tone a little more than the others. The other ones, even though they blend really nice into my skin, they're a little bit darker since I'm so fair right now. So I just wanted to show you on camera how it looks on the face, because it's a little different in swatching it, but you can see it has a great, beautiful metallic sheen to it, and it builds up quite nicely. So I am going to be doing a full lip swatch video of these coming up very soon for you guys of the new shades of the Melted Mattes. Today I'm going to be trying on Granny Panties because ever since I saw this swatched, I wanted to try it. To them, oh no, I don't know about this on me. We're going to try it though. This shade definitely won't be for everyone, and initially when I first put it on I was like, I don't know about it with this look, but I kind of like it and I think it'll be fun for the video, so I am going to keep it on. I'm really surprised that I love this. It does have a more grayish purpley tone to it, so it's not going to be for everyone, but I do think it's a really fun shade and something different, which I really appreciate. It's not like your typical nude shade, so yeah. And like I said, I'll have all the other swatches soon in a separate video. If you are new to my channel, please do stick around and subscribe and hit that bell icon to make sure to be notified of new videos. I do 2 beauty videos a week as well as a weekly vlog on Sundays. And I will see you guys again real soon.